Hi, this is Tom Brower from the Hydrologic Engineering Center. In this video, I'm going to go over some different results displays that are available in HEC-HMS. I'll also demonstrate some different ways to access those results. Finally, I'll show how to access the backing HEC-DSS database file. Here are the 5 result displays we'll go over. The first is a global summary table. The next 3 are result displays for a single hydrologic element. Finally, we'll look at spatial results. First, the global summary table. The table includes one row for each element in the basin model, and columns for element name, drainage area, peak flow, time of peak flow, and total output volume. Results can be shown as a depth or a volume. Also, elements can be sorted in alphabetic or hydrologic order. Next, we'll look at the element graph. The information included in the graph varies by element type, but always includes outflow. Optional items such as observed flow, computed stage, and observed stage are included when present. Next, we'll look at the element summary table. The information included in the summary table varies by element type, but always includes the peak flow, time of peak flow, and outflow volume. If observed data are available, then information about the observed data are presented, as well as goodness of fit statistics, which describe the degree of agreement between the simulated time series and the observed data. Results can be shown as a depth or a volume. Next, we'll look at the element time series. The time series table includes the same information as the graph, but in numerical format. Data from the table can be copied to the clipboard and pasted wherever. Finally, let's look at the spatial results display. Spatial results give a spatial representation of select variables from a compute. Currently, a single variable can be viewed at a time. You can pause and step through the simulation frame by frame, or play back the simulation in a continuous loop. For variables to appear in the animation toolbar, spatial results must be turned on for the compute. More on that in the second part of this video. In this part of the video, I'm going to demonstrate 5 different ways to access results in HEC-HMS. The first way that I'll demonstrate accessing results is the Watershed Explorer Results tab. I'm going to start in HEC-HMS with the September 2018 simulation run already computed. You can see right now I'm currently on the Components tab of the Watershed Explorer. To view the results, I'm just going to browse to the Results tab in the Watershed Explorer. From here, we can navigate all of the results for the simulation. I'll start with the global summary table. Here's the global summary table, accessed from the results tree. Now I can expand an element node and view all of the element results for that element. So here's an element summary graph. Here's an element summary table. And here's an element time series table. Within each element, I can browse different time series that were computed during the simulation. I can also compare time series between different elements. For example, I can compare the outflow time series for both East Branch Mahoning Creek and Stump Creek by holding the control button when I select both time series. To expand this graph, I can just click this button here, View Graph, and now I've expanded and popped the graph out into its own view. The next way I'll demonstrate accessing results is from a right-click option in the Basin map. I'm going to start in HMS with the September 2018 simulation run already computed. I also have to have it selected in the toolbar here. I can browse to any element in the map, right-click, and from the right-click menu, there's a View Results option. From here, for each element, I can look at an element graph, a summary table, and a time series table. If the simulation run isn't selected, none of these options will be available from the right-click menu. The next way that I'll demonstrate accessing results is from the Compute toolbar. I'm going to start in HMS with the September 2018 simulation run already computed. From here, I already have the option to select the global summary table. And then I can go ahead and select an element and view element results as well, such as the element summary graph, the element summary table, and the element time series table. The next way that I'll demonstrate accessing results is from the results menu. I'm going to start in HMS with the September 2018 simulation run already computed. From here, I can browse the results menu and view the global summary table. And then if I select an element, I can view the element graph, the element summary table, and the element time series table. Finally, now I'm going to show how to access spatial results from the animation toolbar. To view spatial results, you must turn spatial results on in the Compute component editor. You can optionally select a spatial results interval that is different from your computation time step. From here, I'm going to go ahead and compute the simulation with the new spatial result option set. Now I can use the animation toolbar to browse different spatial variables. I'm going to select incremental precipitation. And from here, I can slide through the different time steps of the simulation. I can also use some of these other controls to step through the simulation. I can also play the simulation back. Finally, I'm going to demonstrate how to access results from the backing HEC-DSS database file. If I browse to the Compute tab in HMS, I can select a simulation run and then see the location of the output DSS file. If I browse that location in File Explorer, I can see here's the September 2018 simulation DSS file. If I have HEC-DSS view installed on my machine, I can double click that file and open it in HEC-DSS view. And from here, I can look through results and do things like view a graph of those results. This concludes the presentation on viewing results. For more resources on HEC-HMS, check out the HEC-HMS documentation website.